YouTubers, good night, good evening, good morning, and welcome to another beautiful special edition of Mike in the Night. It is I, Mike Martins, Mike in the Night, with a late night transmission for those that can't sleep. And tonight I want to send a special thanks out to Old Milwaukee. Someone came by my shop today visiting from White Rock and left me a case of I think 24 of Old Milwaukee. I'm like, you don't have to buy me booze, man. Don't buy me booze, right? So, Mike in the Night, broadcasting from Merritt, British Columbia. The day today is, wow, it's actually July 8th, 2018. It is July the 8th, 2018, and it is I, Mike in the Night. And today, it's open mic. I want people to go in the comment section. We could roll a few topics around and see what's going on, whether you want to talk about what's happening with immigration, what's happening with Trudeau, what's happening with tent cities, what's happening with the low, low sales in the housing markets. But today I want to talk about hate. And I've talked about this in my channel a lot. And I was listening to Coast a few days back, and George Norrie, Coast to Coast, it's a really famous show. It's got a lot of plugs, a lot of syndicates, lots of, gets itself out there. It's really good. And George Norrie brought this up again, and hate. And he can't fathom, why does people hate each other so much? Why do people go out of their way to dislike somebody? Why do people go out of their way to pick on someone or to bully someone? And it's not even that. I'm talking about perfect strangers, people you don't even know. You go to the gas station and someone looks at you like you've did something to them. You know what I'm saying? It's horrible. Mike in the Night. Tonight we are talking about hate. And why do people hate so much? Remember, guys, it's open mic. Let's talk about anything you guys want to talk about in the comment section, provided it doesn't get me flagged or kicked off YouTube. It is, wow, Sunday morning, July the 8th, 2018. And if you're listening to this on rebroadcast, thank you for watching and tuning in. So before we kick off tonight's show and discuss hate or what's going on in society today, because it's a very huge dysfunction. And I kind of wish I was more of I could look at more of the psychology behind things like that and understand, because there's so much moving around that it's so hard to put your finger on the pulse of where it's coming from. So, okay, important announcement, guys. Please stop sending me money on PayPal. You don't have to send me money. I am okay. If you want to support the broadcast, or you want to be like part of this or whatever it is, like, it's fine. Buy something from my eBay store. Go to the top of my page. You'll see a link to my eBay store. Just buy something. I got tons of cool stuff. Board games, magic cards, Pokemon stuff. Just go buy something from my store if you want. Stop sending me money on PayPal. Someone sent me $40 yesterday. I thought it was a sale I made on eBay, and it wasn't. It was just someone sent me $40, and they said, "I love your show, Mike. Keep up the good work." I like it. It's nice. I'm okay, guys. When I'm not okay, I'll let you guys know, but I'm fine. And let's get the comments rolling here tonight. And hate is a deep-rooted subject, and let's look at this here. Hate. Number one, this is what the dictionary says. Feel intense or passionate dislike for someone. Also, synonyms to loathe, detest, despise, dislike, abhor, execrate, sorry. And intensive passion of dislike, hatred, loathing, disdain, dislike, dissipate, abhorrence, abomination, aversion. So hate comes in many words, but it's one feeling. It's one projection. It's one, I hate you. And don't you, one thing I hate, like, the most, driving into a damn gas station, and there's someone else pumping gas somewhere else. I'm putting in my gas, I'm singing, whistling, or whatever, talking to my wife in the car. Don't forget to get this. And I look over, and somebody looks at me like I committed the biggest crime on earth. And what stems from this? And George Norrie keeps bringing this up on Coast to Coast. He keeps talking about how this vibe he feels from everybody. Not everybody. Just this vibe he feels. So the blog head is here from Australia. I'm not sure if you saw my Australia video on the housing market today. Now, the blog head, I want to ask you a question. Do you feel hate? Do you notice tension around you? Do you notice when you walk into a convenience store, you always find somebody, or you find someone somewhere on the street that just looks at you with hate, or they're rude? Same thing with East Vancouver. JW, thanks for tuning in, buddy, from East Vancouver. Where is this hate coming from? What is this huge already, I don't like you already, coming from? Someone's going to have to, like me, I'm like, hey, then someone gives me the finger. It's like, really? It's like, what the hell? Tell us, how is it in Sydney? Is it at work? Is it water cooler? Water cooler, like a lot of water cooler talk at work and people backstabbing everybody? Is it people people, like, usually at work you got a lot of gossip going on, Someone says people are terrible, get over it. No, it's not that. It's not that. It isn't. People aren't terrible. What is making, or what is driving people? Because it's so much easier to love everybody. It's so much easy to be friends with everybody, It's so much easier to understand somebody, And then here we go. We got somebody commenting here, and it is Bloghead from Australia saying, the financial stress is slowly getting to people. And you know what? He's right on the money with that. Because I feel like a lot of the student people, a lot of people that got a lot of student loans, graduated, didn't get the jobs they were promised when they graduated, and have to work in a fast food industry or something, and this hate builds in them. They dislike people at work because they're highly educated. And, like everybody finds a reason to dislike somebody no matter what, even though the person could be one of the best person. All right, let's get the comments rolling. The financial stress slowly getting to people, very true. The Don's in the house, hey Mike. And JW says, universal racism is a universal trait. I don't think racism is a universal trait. I really don't think so. No one's born to hate. No one's born to dislike anybody. No one's born to go out of their way to make someone's life miserable. Believe me. So, the Don is saying rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Nanaimo is $1,350 or more. It's crazy. People don't have this kind of money. Then JW says, Nanaimo 1350, what the F? And then, yep, for one bedroom. Crazy. And it's, yep, the younger generation is getting screwed big time. Could it be a link? So someone's saying, JW is saying, racism is an extension of familial favoritism. Okay. I don't understand why. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, I get it. I think racism exists because we created it. There's no difference between anybody. I mean, even with religion, everyone in the end is the same. In the end, our chromosomes, our blood types might be different, but our capacity to think, digest, run, walk, sleep, wake up, go to bed, works on the same. We work on the same functions. We all work on the same basic principles as human beings. You know what I'm saying? Tonight's transmission is brought to you by Old Milwaukee. People traveling through Merritt, for some reason, pick up tons of alcohol. Tons of alcohol being dropped off at the store, guys. I appreciate it. And then someone else dropped a 6-pack, of Molson Canadian. So, I just, and then 2 weeks ago, somebody dropped a bottle off a Grey Goose. So, anyways, let's drop racism. Let's focus on family and economy. Yeah, sure. But what I want to know is hate. And I'm not talking about racism. Everyone jumps to racism. I'm not talking about it. I'm talking about even someone from your own culture, even someone from your own religion. Why do people, and this started in the early 80s. People started noticing this divide during the Cold War, during the mid 80s, during the Reaganomics crisis, during the whole Russia and the US and the hate. It was not about skin color. It was more about, I don't know, explain it. It's not all about, it was more about fear. And I'm thinking, people create these levels of fear within themselves. And I think we are all segregated in our own minds. I think it's all in our minds. I don't think it's something that we could actually prove. Yeah, it's something that somebody could say or somebody could do to show hate towards somebody. But in my humble opinion, I think it's a segregation within our own minds. Our prison is within us, Yeah. So Depeche Mode, I made a video about this about 3 years ago. People are people, so why should it be you and I should get along so awfully? And Depeche Mode was onto something in 1984 or 85 when this song came out. And this was during the Cold War. And this was during the time when there was this huge divide between capitalism and communism, right? So JW is in the comments talking about family economy. $1,350 for a single guy or a gal means $2,900 take home to the same for a family. So we're talking about the average condo price in Nanaimo, and it's $1,350. And Nanaimo, I show you guys what it looks like. It's nothing severely. So this is it right here. I think there's one condo, a couple of low rises. Nothing. That's it right there. So it's getting out of control. Rent prices is getting out of control. People hating on each other. There's an article here. Why is there so much hate in the world? Why are people rude and unkind? And why it's not about you? There you go. It's not about me or you, or it's just something that's in us. So Mia Nino says Spanish are family oriented. It's not racism, but it's good too. Well, yeah, I'm Portuguese, and we're very family-oriented, right? And there's just a lot going on when it comes to understanding each other, Mr. Roboto C is here. in the house. Mr. Roboto, my man, is here tonight with Mike in the Night. Guys, let's get this comics. Konnichiwa, Mike. And are you in Japan? Jay Ono. So, guys, let's talk about... Okay, Jay, I don't know if you're in Japan, but if you are, do you feel a sense of hatred there from your own... I mean, I'm not talking about... Everyone, when you talk about hatred nowadays, everybody thinks it's about racism. I hate this guy because of his color. I hate this guy because of his religion. Nah. I'm not even going there. I'm talking about going to the gas station and the guy looks at you like you burnt his house down. You know what I'm saying? So JW says, Spanish are family-oriented because the Spanish maintain Catholic values in addition to the poverty created by colonial extraction. That's very true. And, you know, that's very true because I lived in Mexico for 2 years. I lived in the state of Guerrero in a city called Taxco, Taxco. I lived in Taxco. I showed you guys on my Facebook a few weeks back, but this is where I lived. Where is it here? Here it is. I lived here. That's Iglesia de Santa Prisca. That's Santa Prisca Church. I had a view of this from where I lived. This is actually almost the view from where I lived. Almost, not really. This is by Hotel Melendez. That's kind of the view I had. Colonial city. Beautiful city. I would buy a house there if I'm allowed. Unfortunately, I can't buy. I can't buy in Mexico. I already tried. It's not what you guys think. You guys are probably thinking, Mike, what are you talking about, man? No, you can't. They don't sell to foreigners. If you do buy, you buy through some constituent lawyers and stuff. You never really ever own your place. And if you leave it in the will for somebody, it's a nightmare for them to inherit it. You have to believe me. My lawyer's from Cuernavaca, Morelos. And I told him, keep me in Facebook, keep me on the tab. When you can buy in Mexico, let me know, because I will buy in Taxco, in Guerrero, the street here. There's a right over here on this side here. There's a hairdresser or a barber shop. I've been there. Heck, I probably took some of these photos myself. There's Santa Prisca Church. There it is at night. Oh, you see this rooftop right here? That's a pizzeria. That's like a pizza joint on the roof. And you can see all that there, and you sit there at night, you know? So, Mia Nino says, I only see hatred when I look for it. That's very true. Usually you attract what you're looking for. Mia Nino says, I see more love than hate. That's very good. Walking Journeys in the house, people. 2-time world champion in the house. Walking Journey, give me a proper address. I got this package packed for you with the Illuminati. It's sitting there, ready to be shipped, and I don't have an address to ship it to. So give me an address I could ship to. Mia Nino says, when I go to a grocery, people will still hold the door. There are more people willing to give direction if you're looking for something. Mia Nino says, once in a while, there will be a disgruntled customer. JW says, wealthy population tend to favor secular values. Everywhere else, it's kind of religious. And that's probably from Japan. And Mia Nino says, but he might be having a bad day. We don't know what's going on with him. Walking Journey in the house. Yeah, I know. Walking Journey, I know that was your address, brother. But when I sent that package to you, or when I try to send the package through U.S. Postal Service, it says that this address does not exist through the U.S. Post Office. I'll take a screenshot and I'll send it to you. I have the packages on top of that counter there. And I see it every day. I'm like, you know. No, I believe that's your address. Come and visit me. I'll come and visit you one day. But the problem is, there's good old Tasco. Tasco in Guerrero. Yeah, I used to drive to Acapulco from there. Acapulco's not far. Acapulco. I don't know if anyone's been there, but I think John F. Kennedy took his wife there for their honeymoon. Anyways. Okay, guys. Just an update. Somebody sent me money on PayPal. Guys, please don't send me money on PayPal. I don't need money. I'm fine. Believe me, I'm fine. Someone sent me $40 and then someone else sent me $18 and then I thought it's stuff I sold on eBay. If you guys want to support this transmission, buy something from my eBay channel. My eBay. The link's up top of my channel. I have all kinds of cool stuff. I'll mail it right to your door with tracking. Okay. Mike, do you like Figo? I don't know. He's okay. I've never met him. I've seen him live. I seen Portugal play Holland. I saw Figo live. JW says, thanks, Mike. You put yourself out there. That is solid. I respect you enormously. Yeah, JW. I think you're on the coast. So if you're ever coming through, come and visit me at my Merritt Toys and Game Store. If you're ever in the area in Merritt, or you're going through the interior, come by and say hi. Then Jay Ono saying people in Osaka are very friendly. Jay, where's the part where all the Brazilians and Portuguese people live? There's a lot of Portuguese, Brazilians, and some people from Angola. And then Jay says, but big people like Tokyo, people are not as friendly. Yeah. Could it be the living conditions that people live in? You know? And then Jay Ono says, everyone is so busy and stressed with work. It's that lifestyle that people put themselves into. But take a step back, guys. Like, take a step back. You got your place to live. You're paying your rent. You're buying your food. You're going through the motions. Like you're going through an assembly line. You're assembly lining your life. It's going through the motions. But my question is it really worth it? I'm not saying living your dream and working and doing it, but I think people aren't vacationing as much. I used to remember when people would take a 2-3 week vacation, they come back, they'd be bright as a light, sharp as a knife, ready to tackle ready to talk, ready to jump into work. You know what I'm saying? Someone says, why do you think about the active sales to ratio jumping up to a buyer's market? Wait, JW says, what do you think about the active to sales ratio jumping way up in the buyer's market? Send me a link to something, or a graph or something, so I can see what you're talking about. Walking Journey says, I have ran into many Portuguese at Jack in the Box. Don't ask me why, because I really don't know why. Jano says, love the Portuguese egg tart and Portuguese style curry chicken. Oh yeah, Portuguese rock, man. With the rotisserie style chicken. But when you're in a Portuguese restaurant, get this. I had this like 9 times when I went to Vancouver. When I went to, there's several ways to make it, but it's this steak right here. It's a steak. This one's got pork on top with those French fries cut like that. There it is. This is what it looks like. You have your steak, you have your fried egg on top, and then you have your fries hand cut, like potato chips. Deep fry that, salt it with some pink salt. That's amazing. It's called bitok, or beef à portuguesa, or beef da casa. If you're ever in a Portuguese restaurant, tell them if they have the steak with the egg and the cut fries. I promise you guys, you will love it to death, because they fry the steak in some port wine, and that wine is kind of sweet, and the taste of the steak is really nice, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the only so someone says, Mike, any good Portuguese restaurant in Vancouver you can recommend? Go check these guys out here. PCOV, Portuguese Club of Vancouver. That's what it looks like there. It's on Commercial Drive. That's what it looks like right there inside. PCOV. It's really nice. There's called verde soup. This is called verde. They have the Portuguese buns. There's some pastels there. That's that stuff. Those little balls. You know what that's made out of? Codfish and potato fried. TJH says there's good Japanese food here in Vancouver. Yeah, I enjoy Japanese food. I enjoy the whole sushi thing, all the different stuff they try, and different herbs and spices and different side dishes and all kinds of weird stuff. So there's the food here at PCOV right there. There's their fish. They have cod too. There's their steak and eggs right there. That's beef de casa or beetok. They have that there. I think it's $17 when I went. That's what it looks like right there. Yeah, Portuguese food is really good. Let's see if they have a picture of their chicken. The rotisserie chicken. PCOV chicken. Where is it? There's their thing. Their sardines, and Portuguese bun. And the piri sauce there. There they are cooking outside. They're always cooking sardines outside if it's a nice day. Oh yeah, here's the rotisserie chicken right here. Let's see if I could grab it. Here it is. So they put it in these grids and man, they barbecue it real nice and put the piri Portuguese spicy sauce. Anyways, let's get back off food because I'm getting hungry. Someone said, hey Mike, hey there Mike, you recommended beetok when I came to visit you last. We tried it in Vancouver. That's right! Yes, my buddy at Boost Physical Therapy. How are you, my brother? I'm so happy that you're on the comments here. And I'm not sure if you made a move yet or what you were going to do. Let me know in the comments. Then Mia Nino says, I enjoy all food. JW, that sounds like a can of success. Mia Nino says, thanks, Mike. I'll try them probably next week. Yeah, go check them out. They're a really good place to check out when it comes to if you're in the Vancouver area. I might even take my family there. I might go pick up my family. Gotta go pick up my family. They're in Vancouver getting business done and stuff done. I decided to stay back. The TJ says, TJH says, food always reminds me of women, and then I get hungry for both. Yeah. I don't know if you guys remember when Homer Simpson... this is before the whole politically correct stuff. And he's giving Bart a lecture. Yeah, right here.
Dad, I have some questions about women.
Can't you see I'm reading the cultural calendar? Ooh, mostly Mozart is in town.
Homer, Bart's at a very curious age. As his father, I think you should have a frank and earthy discussion about, you know.
But Marge, I think you should learn about it the same way I did.
Are you sure?
Zookeeper! Those two monkeys are killing each other!
They're having sex.
Oh? Maybe you're right. Now if you'll excuse us. This is a sacred moment between a boy and his father. Son, a woman is a lot like, a refrigerator. They're about 6 feet tall, 300 pounds. They make ice and... Oh, wait a minute. Actually, a woman is more like a beer. They smell good. They look good. You'd step over your own mother just to get one. But you can't stop at one. You want to drink another woman. So I says, yeah, if you want that money, come and find it, 'cause I don't know where it is, you baloney. Yeah, me.
Anyways, I just thought I'd play that for you guys because when someone said that, when I think of food, well, Homer Simpson had a parody of beer and women. So let's keep going. Ha ha ha. Simpsons are all right. More of a Family Guy man myself. Beer. Yeah, you know, see, Family Guy. I am a Family Guy. Lucky there is a Family Guy. Happy there's a man who positively can do all the things that make us laugh and cry. He's a Family Guy. Boost Therapy. We followed your advice, Mike. We started a new business in a small town of Stony Plain. What? Woo! Okay, let's check this place out. Stony Plain, Alberta. Okay, now, do you prefer living outside the big city? Oh, Stony Plain, this place looks good. It is 11 Celsius right now. Hotels are a population 17,189. Someone has been doing some research. That's anything over 13,000 population is enough turnover to build a decent clientele base. Stony Plain people, let's check her out. One of our subscribers slash followers, and I've met in person. Okay, here's the downtown. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I like to see. Culture. Hard working. Look at that. Chain games. Got a chain on them. Just Google Boost Physical Therapy. Boost, yeah, I'll do Boost. I'll do it right now. Close to Edmonton. Thanks for sharing. I really want to move to Alberta. Stony Plain. Ontario's too expensive. 17,000. Secret small town. Big city living. Oh, yeah. All amenities, guys. All amenities there. Let's take a look at this. Oh, you got your Tim Hortons, just in case. You got your Decker Center. You got all the little things there. Welcome to Stony Plain. Oh, look how beautiful it is in the winter. Guys, you want to live in a town with 4 seasons. Believe me, you don't want 7 months of rain in Vancouver. The liquid sunshine, just got to take me on this one. It gets to you after a while. It's like living in Gotham City, but without Batman. It's pretty bad. Tonight's show is brought to you by Old Milwaukee. People keep dropping off booze at my store. And I'm having a nice cold one Saturday night, chilling out with my peeps. So let's boost physical therapy. Let's look it up. Let's check out his place. What? Is that you there, dude? Where are you? Put Alberta in there. Yeah, that's you. That's it right there. Wow, that's nice. I don't know if that's it. No, I don't think that's it right there. Nope, nope, nope. Let me just go to all. There it is. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Services. Oh, yeah. Sports injuries, work-related injuries, motor vehicle injuries, how we treat it. That's what I'm talking. Assessment, treatment. Oh, very affordable. Direct billing to these insurance companies. Oh, yeah, you did your homework. You backtracked everything, connected everything. You made it easy for your customers. It was a blog. Oh, this is really good. Good job, man. Yep. Boost Therapy. Took my advice and moved to a small town. So, can you please tell me in the comment section, do you prefer to live in the city like you did? Or do you believe that small town living is where it's at? Or am I just severely delusional? So let's keep looking at this place. Stony Plain, Alberta. There's some residential there. Wow, look at the history here. From 1910. these people look very hardworking. Look at this culture. We have this all over Merritt too. The painted murals. Family-owned insurance company. I like to see that. I really like to see this, man. This is really good. Mike, you need to do a road trip soon for some boost therapy. Do you guys like the Sunshine Coast? Jay Ono says. Both have their pros and cons, for sure. And Jay Ono says, I heard it's a very nice place. My cousin just moved there from Japan. Is it a good place to buy? There's no bad places. It's just, can you fit in? Can you adjust? Can you, there's a lot of things, Sunshine. Let's see when you can look up Sunshine Coast. That's the Sunshine Coast right there. When you look it up on images, that's what you get. There it is. Seashells, Brooke Roberts, Gibson's. I've been to these places. Yeah, I've been here. It's nice there. I just think it's just overpriced, in my opinion. I heard it's a very nice place. My cousin just moved there from Japan. I got that. Okay, all about how you grow up. Some city people need the hustle and bustle, while others enjoy the slow country life, born and raised. That's very true from TJH. And then Walking Journey says, down here in the 50 states, very dangerous to live in the city. Even Toronto is dangerous. So far, 500 shootings this year. Guys, did you see my video on that? Guys, don't forget, I know you guys subscribe to my channel. Once in a while, if you don't mind, please, share some of my stuff on social media. If you can. I'll show you why. Because I talked about that shooting thing. Where is it? Right there. Toronto homicide worse than New York. Yeah, you know what's happening, guys. And they're taking this per capita. They're not taking it, well, there's like 25 million people in New York. Well, yeah, I know that. They're taking it per capita, right? TJH is saying, lots of new gang activity in Surrey. Did you hear the story about that they're going after elementary age children to push drugs? Police doubled their anti-drug task force. Oh my God. But this has been happening for a long time. I remember watching an episode of MacGyver in 1985 or 86 where there was this gang that was getting children to push drugs in the school. And I remember watching an episode of 21 Jump Street like in 85, 86, and they were getting kids to push drugs. Drugs is a very interesting thing. It's a very interesting topic because Portugal legalizes drugs. And look at the results. Hardly anyone dies from a drug overdose in Portugal. So it's like, this is the Washington Post too. This is not some Mickey Mouse. Oh God, I have to unblock ads. Okay, forget that. I don't know why they do this, but how to win the war on drugs, and they talk about Portugal treats addiction as a disease, not a crime. Portugal is the only country in the world where drugs are a disease, not a crime. Plain and simple. And when I went back, I thought I was going to see a bunch of people getting high. Everyone was just happy, living their lives. Club scene is big, And then someone says, the reason why there is so many shooting now because Black Lives Matter made the city shut Tavis down? City shut Tavis down. I don't know if that's a spelling error. Yeah, before this whole Obama administration, there was no segregation like there is becoming today. before the whole Obama administration, I swear to you guys, it was brotherhood and Southern hospitality, brotherly love. Believe me, it was. I'm 40. I've been there. I've seen it. I've been to every state except I think I haven't been to Alaska and Hawaii, and I think I haven't been to. I've been to Puerto Rico. I think I have been to San Juan. I think, but I haven't been. You know, it's. You guys have to believe me. Believe me on this one. There's hope out there. Tavis is the anti-gang force in Toronto, in the Toronto police. So, I mean, if they legalize drugs, let's see if they talk about here drug results gangs. Okay. Portugal treats addicts as a disease, not a crime. In contrast, undertook a monumental experiment. It decriminalized the use of all drugs in 2001. The results only by 10% of Americans struggling. I just want to see what happened with gangs. So this is a New York Times article. How to win the war on drugs. So I'm just trying to find what happened with gang. So it says, in contrast, Portugal may be winning the war on drugs by ending it today. The health ministry estimates that about 25,000 Portuguese use heroin, down from 100,000 when the policy began. The number of Portuguese dying from overdoses plunged 85% before raising a bit aftermath of the European economic crisis. It's not a miracle or a perfect solution, but if the U.S. could achieve Portugal's death rate from drugs, we would save one life every 10 minutes. We would save almost as many lives as there now lost to guns and car accidents combined. So I'm just trying to see. Okay, let's go to Control F. Let's look for gangs. No, began. No gangs in this one. But their method is really good. And even Jesse Ventura went on record saying, drugs, the drug use is a sickness. And Jesse Ventura says, it is a sickness, it's not a crime. Somebody that is abusing hard drugs or any kind of drug that's stimulating your thoughts or bouncing you around in your mind is basically, look, this alcohol is considered a drug, right? Until the government found a way to tax it after prohibition and make money off it, right? I think alcohol is worse than a lot of the soft drugs. I think alcohol is horrible in comparison to the other drugs that are out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, began going down the toilet since 2008. Then someone says, yeah, they probably have higher taxes because they treat it as a disease instead of a crime. Yeah. But, okay, could we argue that it is a disease? Could we come to the agreement that what that guy's doing, he's definitely sick, he's addicted, his body can't cut or overcome this damage it's doing to himself, he's killing himself, but he can't stop it, it's a sickness, right? TJH says, you think there will be a noticeable difference in society on October 17 when weed is legal? Yes, and I'll tell you what's going to happen. Weed use will go down. Go ahead and make fun of me, call me fat, tell me whatever you want to say to me. Drug use, weed use will go down significantly when it becomes legalized. Just like when Portugal legalized all drugs, and the rest of the European Union said, you are nuts. And guess what? It went down. Huge percentage. So here it is. Here's the Portugal has the lowest rate of drug and death in Western Europe, a small fraction of America. Look at that. 6. Look at the United States, 312. That's one life every 10 minutes they could save. Percentage of HIV went down from 50% to 5%. So there's a lot of attributes to it, you know. JW said, it's part of human experience, a part of risk-taking. Exactly. You want to take the risk. You want to get out there and feel this individuality and freedom, a sense of freedom, and taking, you know, this into your own hands. I am breaking the law. I feel so cool. You know what I'm saying? People look at it and say, big deal. I could go buy that at the store. Who cares? You know, big deal. Ooh, you're having a drink. Ooh, you're smoking some crack. Ooh, who cares? It's legal. Nobody cares. So what they did was, in Portugal, when I was there to check things out, they created dissuasion centers for people to go to. And dissuasion centers, basically go and you talk to other people, and it's free. It's paid by the government. You go there, and then you're like, do you want to be sick? Do you feel like you should continue to be sick like this? Look what it's doing to your family. Look what it's doing to your kids. Being sick like this is not a good thing. And look what happened to your job. You lost your job. And then people start thinking, you know what? I don't want to be sick. I don't want to be considered sick. And that's how Portuguese see it as, you know. THK, Walking Journey hit the nail right on the head. The problem is the government. Good old Walking Journey usually comes up with some good answers, and good old Walking Journey. TJH says, or can it be high on life like those 3 young kids who died up in Shannon Falls and fell off the waterfall? At least they were living life drug-free, having fun. Well, not kids, they were in their late 20s. Yeah, I heard about that disaster at Shannon Falls. So, guys, what is happening? It is the 8th of July, 2018. What's happening around you guys? Someone saying, we all chase our pleasure drives. Some pleasures are immediate and detrimental than others, but we all want some satisfaction. You know what I get satisfaction? Reading a nice book. I know I can't read, but I do read books. Playing a nice game on one of my handheld things outside. Playing with my kids. There's a lot of ways of getting that form of completion, you know what I'm saying? And then just waiting for them to increase rates and see what it does on the housing market. Oh, guys, it's going to be the great Canadian, Australian, New Zealand, God, all those countries, UK blame game. It is going to be a blame game. It is going to be a blame game. And countries using housing numbers to prop up their GDP, to make the economy look good on paper, because our GDP, our houses in Canada, they're commodities. They're not assets anymore. They're commodity trades, buy and sell, flip, 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 flip. That's what it's all about, people. Don't you forget that. Someone says, I read audiobooks, and the movie Ready Player One made me listen to an audiobook. It was alright. Audiobooks are okay. I like to actually read a book. I don't know about... I can't get into an audiobook. I don't know why. I tried playing it while I'm trying to sleep and hear it in the background. I've even tried it in Spanish. I even tried it in Portuguese, listening to an audiobook in different languages. I'd rather read. I don't know why. We already at the basics since 1989, so the books are no shocker. I don't know if you guys saw this video I put up. Yeah, this empty tax thing here in Richmond. You guys know that Paris is fighting vacant home tax with 60% tax on the value of the home. 60% tax. Not 1% like Vancouver, 2% of the house value. 60%. Because there's a huge plague of empty homes. There's about 107,000 empty homes in Paris. So they're fighting it by putting a 60% tax. Richmond doesn't have this tax right now. So they need to figure something out. Australian price drops, housing. Are Vancouver sky-high rents finally falling? I made these videos today. Oh, carbon tax wars coming soon. I made that video earlier today too. I just uploaded it. Carbon war tax. There's Ontario and Saskatchewan. Is this Saskatchewan? It's right here. I have it here somewhere. Case by case. Yeah, there's a couple of provinces that do not want... there's a couple of provinces that refuse to pay the carbon tax because they know it's not really helping or doing anything in their favor to benefit global warming or global cooling or... What do you call it? What's that other one? Climate change. Whatever they want to call it for the year. Somebody says downtown Vancouver is going to become the Hunger Games. Super rich, walking around in suits, driving limos, while the working poor look through the glass and just try to get enough money to eat that day. Vancouver can become the playground for the rich. It can. It very likely will become that if housing prices don't correct. The people that are leaving and moving into the interior, like myself and many others that have, man, I just met 4 other families from 2 from Vancouver, 1 from Maple Ridge, and 1 from Hope, that moved to Merritt recently. And they're talking to me, and they love, what I talk about at my store. Tons of people come visit me. People keep dropping me off beer all the time. I don't drink. I drink once in a while, but I don't mind having a beer here and then. Especially when it's warm like this. It's kind of warm. Yeah. Vancouver can be a playground for the rich. I could see it. It borders water. It borders mountains. So it's closed in. There's a bridge to come from Surrey over the river. I could see Vancouver be the cream of the crop. I rise to the top. I never eat no pig because a pig is a cop. Or better yet, I'm Terminator, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Trying to play me out like if my name was Slater. Does anybody know what song that is? Let's keep moving here. I want to talk about this video. I was cheated. What a scam. I don't know if you've seen this video. It is a bit long. It is 8 minutes and 58 seconds of your life. But in grade 9, 11, and 12, I didn't run for grade 10. I actually won student council for grade 9, student council for grade 11, and I won student council for grade 12. And I wasn't given the position, and I was told I lost. And somebody emailed me. I found it in my emails. And I was kind of moved that somebody that hasn't spoken to me in like 23 years would email me and tell me that they found my channel on YouTube. And they felt they needed to tell me this because they were part of the student council. And they didn't want me to be in the student council. I ran. I had my whole political platform. I did my whole thing. And I did my whole... I did my whole thing to get people to like... Well, not people to... Naturally, in high school, a lot of people just liked me. Hey, Mike, how's it going? Hey, Mikey, what's up, buddy? How's this? How's that? What are you up to? What are you doing this weekend type of thing? When I turned 16, I had a car. I bought a car from my friend Hector for $50. And there's an old Cavalier. I want to see if it's on... I had a picture on Google. want to see if it's still here. It was up, and it had racing stripes on it. It was a black one with racing stripes. First car I bought, $50. It needed a gas tank, and it needed a few things. Where is it? It's not here. This is Z24. I used to have that too. It's not here. It used to be up here. I used to look at it once in a while. And yeah, I bought that from Hector, and I was always that guy at school with, you know, and the car was standard. Everyone thought I was cool because my car was standard. And I just turned 16. I got my learner's permit, and I got my license a week after. And yeah, I won the student council for grade 9, 11, and 12, and I won school presidency. So this person wrote me to tell me that they were like something was weighing on their conscience, and then when they saw my video, they felt that they needed to tell me this. They needed me to know this. They thought I should know this. And it's very interesting. You know, I actually thought I lost because nobody liked me. And meanwhile, it's not what the case is, right? So someone says, Mike in the Night, The Economist. No, I'm far from The Economist. I need to learn how to read before I could say I'm something. And then the bloghead says, Jump Around House of Pain. Thank you. That was the song I was referring to. Then Walking Journey goes ahead and says, make sure to subscribe to Mike Martins if you're new to the channel. And then TJH says, yeah, I watched that video. But like you said, what do you care? You are a 40-year-old man. So they cheated you. Their loss. And then TJH says, high school is about social cliques, selfish, childish stuff. It's true. You know? But I'm trying to find this Cavalier picture. I want to show you guys this car. I used to have one of these. 1989. I didn't have an 86. I had a 1989 Cavalier Z24 maroon with racing stripes. Yeah, baby. I used to have this. I used to have a 90. That's an 87. I used to have a 96 Corvette look like that. Silver. It's on my Facebook. I'm just trying to think. I can't find my Cavalier. We'll put black. Let's see if it comes up. Someone took it down, or it got removed, or it was... Damn you. Or was it an 86 Cavalier? I don't think it was. I think it was an 84. I think it was an 86. Who's on the Cavalier here? Okay, it might be an 86. Hold on. Yeah, it looks like an 86. It's not even here. Too friggin' bad. So, Mike, are you getting closer to getting that Class A RV you and your wife were talking about in the past video? Someone... Boost Physical Therapy said I had a 1987 Volkswagen 1987 AD. Volkswagen Scirocco in university. Yeah, baby. And Walking Journey says, should have never sold the Corvette. You know what? I needed a bigger car, and where I was living, I couldn't have more than 2 cars. And I was teaching my wife how to drive on a small car. She didn't want to drive the Corvette. The front was too long. So I couldn't have 3 cars. So I were the position where I was renting my townhouse. And so I had to F around. So I had to sell my Corvette. I'll buy another Corvette. I mean, why not? I mean, it doesn't really matter. You know what I was looking at today, guys? I was on Craigslist Vancouver. And I was looking at a nice 3-seater car. I need something to take the family around. I want something that's 3-row seating. I don't really want a minivan. And I found some good Dodge Durangos with the V8s. Is Durango, is that right? Yeah, there it is. Found some really good Dodge Durangos for a very good price. Older ones. Something to move around town with. Small town driving, nothing major. And I found a couple of 2007s that were in really good shape. 3-row seating, low mileage, and like dirt cheap. And I'm getting it, I just wanted for the 3-row seating. You know what I'm saying? It was a 2007, I think it was. This red one, $5,888. It already has winter tires on it. Look at that. Nice, strong, reinforced front. Nice. Sunroof. And it's got JV RCA plugs on the top there, so I could plug in a VCR or some crap like that. Look at that. Nice. Nice. And you have a trunk space with 3-row seating. First row, second row, bam. Look at that third row. All leather, nice and clean. That looks nice. Look at that. Look at that. That's nice. That's a nice little thing to... And the price is... The thing is, it has 205,000 clicks. Mind you, I can rebuild the transmission in that. I could do a lot of things to that if I really had to. I have a scanner. I could scan it for codes if I have to. It has a lot of mileage on it, but it doesn't have the 5.7 Hemi, 335 horsepower. It's red on gray. I mean, I don't mind going to pick this up for $5,800. I'll just write him a check. The only problem is, I don't have no way to pick that car up because it's in Vancouver somewhere. And New Westminster, whatever. I can't drive my car there to pick that car up. That's my problem. And I'm not trading in my 300. Forgot it. My 300 is from when my son gets big. Someone's saying Ford Excursion. Okay, let's look up Ford Excursion. Alright, let's look you up. Rocking Journey is saying Ford Excursion. Come on, Ford Excursion. There's an Expedition too, dude. Okay, it's a big boy. This is big boy, man. It's in Washington. Why is it Washington? Mount Vernon. I want local stuff, man. There's no excursions, people. Ford Edge. What do you guys recommend for 3-row seating? I don't want a minivan, man. I was looking at minivans and it's like, I don't know if I want that. There's a Ford Exploded. I don't know. Has anyone ever owned a Ford Exploded? That's a Ford Exploded. My friend had a Ford Exploded, and it exploded. Winnebago Relita, only 22 feet, nice RV for travel and camping. Can't park in normal space. Yeah, I was looking at an RV too. I was looking at a few things, but the problem is, let's say I gotta go see the doctor. Let's say I gotta go shopping in Kamloops. It's kind of hard to take an RV to go shopping. You know, my 300 is good, but let's say I want to go buy some lumber and stuff. You could fold some of these seats. These things are pretty long and wide. They could fit a whole pile of crap. Look at this one. This thing is huge. You could find ways to strap stuff to the roof. It's not that decimal. It's not that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Winnebago is the way to go, guys, if you want to go. But it's just the cost of gas on a Winnebago is phenomenal. Phenomenal. But yeah, I gotta find myself something, guys. I need something to take the family, all comfort, 3-row seating. I know a Tahoe is like that too. Tahoe? A Tahoe? Chevy Tahoe. There it is. 50 large. There's another Tahoe for $7,000. 2010. Well, it's got police rims on it too. That's actually not bad. How much is this thing? $7,000, $7,600. This is a private sale. You just go there, man. I got 65, man. That's all I got. I don't have any more money, man. Can you help me out? The thing looks like in pretty good shape too. And then someone says, I actually own a 2005 Explorer Sport Track right now. That's my second one. I crashed my first one at 364,000 clicks. Wow! A lifespan on that baby. That's good. Wow, 300. Wow, that's really good, guys. That's really good to have that for that long. So that's what I'm looking at, guys. There's a Tahoe, South Surrey. The blue one there. It's a 2009. He's asking way too much for it, I think. It's got fabric seats, too. Here we go. 2003. There we go. 3-row seating. $3,900. Probably to insure that thing is probably nothing because it's so old. Ooh, there's a 2005 and a 2008. Look at this one. 2005. That's not bad. It's got an updated radio in it. It's a space. I want. Look at that. It's got a nice stereo. Looks like it has navigator too. But it's the space, guys. I'm after space now. I'm not after. I'm not after anything else but space. Then someone says, "Yeah, Tahoes are nice. Escalade good on gas, mileage, plenty of room for family. Just make sure you get the car looked over by a mechanic before you fork it over on private sale." Yeah, that's the thing. I could road test it. I could scan. I could bring my scanner and just scan it. I got an OBD2 or OBD3 scanner. Plug it in, check it, see if there's any codes, any codes flagged or anything, or any electronic issues or any problems with the transmission. I could check all that. It's not a big deal. Fuel distribution, TPS sensor. I could check the EPC, electronic pressure control solenoid. Mike in the night. It is Sunday, July the 8th, 2018. What are you guys up to? Comment in the comment section. Mike in the night. Guys, I found some old PDFs of old Playboy magazines from 1980. And if you guys don't really know this, but Playboy magazines from that era, there's hardly any nudity in it, and it's all advertising. I really want to put up some PDFs on the screen here and read and show you guys what a man used to be, what a woman, the type of cologne you should wear, the type of car men are driving, the clothing, and then celebrities talking about their points of views and stuff. Old Playboy magazine has some really good discussion pieces in there. Maybe next week what I'll do is there's no nudity. So someone's saying, Mike, after midnight things get dicey with Playboys. No. If I show you guys the first 20 pages, you'd be like, wow, Playboy was pretty bland back then. No, it was more of a news outlet, believe it or not. It was more, they had their own really good journalists that went out and got stories. You should have seen Playboy during the Cuban Missile Crisis era and all the crap they posted about Castro and stuff. There was hardly any girls in the damn magazine. You know what I'm saying? I really want to show you guys some of these old issues. I also maybe want to talk about a couple of National Geographics that I found on PDF. And we can look over, what things were, how things were, or how we're taking things today way too far than we used to back in the day. How we're taking things way too literal, way too liberal, if you want to put it that way. Mike, are you trying to tell us you're only read porn mags for the articles? Oh, for sure. There's so much good stuff there. I was reading an article about, what's his name? Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was on there. He was talking about how men aren't men anymore, and men are not. Men are not being loyal to their women and stuff. And he was interviewed by Playboy, Richard Pryor, and I think this was in 1984, 85, and this was after the Superman 3 movie, I think it was, that Playboy magazine came out, and he was right on the money about where things were going to head. You know, one joke. I love Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor is one of my... Let me show you guys what he looks like. A lot of people have no idea who he is. I love Richard Pryor. I love this guy. I really like this guy a lot. He was in Brewster's Millions. He was in Moving, Superman 3. And Richard Pryor, let me tell you something about him. He's got some really good stand-up. Really good stand-up. And he had a lot of good discussion pieces and a lot of articles that were written about him when they interviewed him. He really got into a lot of the family value thing. He really got into the whole political aspect of things. He really really had a very strong political side to him that a lot of people didn't know. And he kind of brought it out in his jokes. You know what I'm saying? Let me play something for you guys here. Let me see if they have the Arizona joke here. Oh yeah, Pryor Penitentiary. This is amazing. Okay. And I'm gonna play it for you guys so you guys can see it. Blah, 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 blah. See no evil, hear no evil with Gene Wilder. Oh yeah, I forgot that one. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Him and Gene Wilder made a lot of movies together. He was in that Silver Train movie. They were in a lot of good movies together. And this guy really had his finger on a lot of things. So let me play this for you guys.
I went to penitentiary. Gene Wilder, I did a movie. I went to, not me personally. I mean, I went to do a film in penitentiary. And I was up there 6 weeks, Arizona State Penitentiary. It was some, oh, you applauding for that? Arizona State Penitentiary, real popular. Oh man, it was strange because it's like 80% black people. And what's strange about that is that there are no black people in Arizona. I'm not lying, they bust motherfuckers in. And I was up there and I looked at all the brothers and it made my heart ache. You know, it's all these beautiful black men in the joint. Goddamn, warriors should be out there helping the masses. And I felt that way. I was real naive, right? In 6 weeks I was up there, I talked to the brothers, you know, and I talked to them. And thank God we got penitentiaries. I said, why did you kill everybody in the house? The guy said, they was home. I mean, murderers. Did you hear me? Real live murderers. I thought black people killed people by accident. No, these motherfuckers was murderers. I met one brother, his name was J-Bo, motherfucker lift weights, he was in charge of it. J-Bo, muscles every motherfucker. Where's my man, muscle in? He was doing a sentence, triple life. How in the fuck do you do triple life? I mean, if he die and come back, he got to go to penitentiary. Right? They say, fuck kindergarten, get your little old ass back in the penitentiary, motherfucker. You know what you did last time you was here. And Gene Wilder loved to jump in the middle of the killers and start talking. Hi, guys, how you doing? I said, Gene, bring your ass on. What do you think they do to us if we were here, Rich? He said, fuck us.
Rated R stuff there. I just wanted to play that for you guys. Yeah, I mean, Richard. Anyways, he had this really political side to him, and a lot of people took his stuff serious after he passed on, and started looking at some of the stuff. There was a video that was taken down where on YouTube, Richard Pryor predicts the future type of thing, and he talks about what's happening now in society, and I found that I should have ripped it off YouTube, but I didn't. So, Mike in the Night, guys, what do you want to talk about? There's Sunshine Bay. There's Boost Physical Therapy. Drugs in Portugal being legalized. And the death toll has gone down, and HIV has gone down. Why people are rude and unkind. Why it's not about you. By nature, I am a happy, optimistic, idealistic person. I've always been one to look on the bright side of to see the good in people. My usual philosophy is the world is full of brightness, love, and possibilities to seize. Recently, though, my philosophy began to fade in the face of a mild depression. I began to cry a lot and retreat into myself rather than being social and open up, which only furthered the problem. I felt alone, miserable, and try as I might, I could not regain the feeling of the world being beautiful. So, there's a lot of people out there feeling this type of darkness, sadness. I felt like something has crawled into my brain and flipped all the positive switches off and the negative ones on. I felt hopeless, like it was more of a disease than a feeling. Before the depression, I was kind, gentle, and compassionate person. Sometimes I was even too gentle, afraid to bring up anything that might offend somebody or someone else or damage our relationship. I don't understand how other people could be mean, rude, or offensive towards strangers or friends. I took it personally when people affronted me or were curt with me, believing they were truly out to get me for something I've done. Why people are mean? I figured it was personal choice. What it was a conscious decision to stop caring about other people's feelings and opinions. So, what's with the hate, guys? Yeah, and starting so the great ones. Only U.S. older guys remember the new generations, have no idea, and rarely look back at the times of classics. Yeah, and starting to lose interests you used to have seem the older you. So, people are starting to disenfranchise themselves with what makes themselves to be a human being. And I think we're becoming this really powerful and strong cultural consuming culture. We are consuming way too much. And what I think is happening with consumption is we're creating this fake reality of who we should be or who we should become in life. And I think these fake realities that we are creating is creating a false culture. A culture that's not real. And I think we're losing touch on what it means to be a human being. I really believe that. I don't know where things are headed, guys, because every time I look somewhere or every time I see something on Facebook or social media, there's always more negative crap happening or people reporting on negative crap than there is good stuff. Fine, because we thrive off negativity or we thrive off watching or creating that fear in us. You know what I'm saying? And it keeps us feeling like we're in place when we're in fear. I don't know, guys. I'm not a philosopher, right? Because a philosopher once said that life is a bowl of cherries. So, so someone says, reality, everyone's hooked into the matrix, always looking for their smartphones. I got rid of mine, just have a dumb phone and a laptop. That's good. I need to keep my phone. I'm not always looking at it, but I need to have my phone because I do sell on eBay, and it's so much easier for me to mark it as shipped and not have to go on the PC and log in and then mark my item as shipped after I drop it off at the post office. It's so much easier to see if I sold something on my phone and pick it up at the store and bring it home and pack it. It's so much easier for so many more things. It is very convenient because I do sell online a lot. And tomorrow I have to pack a crap load of things. I'm really not in the mood to pack like 27 different items I sold. And the online business is doing very well for me, guys. So a lot of people are asking me. Joe is in the house. He is a philosopher. Joe is a philosopher, guys. He is in the house. In the comments section. Why are people so rude? And that's what George Norrie keeps talking about on his show. A lot of people, he keeps bringing it up on his show. Especially when he has doctors on the show, psychologists on his talk show. He always brings up, why are people hating each other so much? What's with the hatred? What is with the dislike? What is with the funny feeling or the negative feeling you get around some people, you know? A lot of women don't get it, this feeling, because they have this aura of womanize, the womanness. And to be very frank with you, when a woman passes by me, I don't feel so, you know what I'm saying? It's this vibe, this energy we give off, you know what I'm saying? And then someone says, true, if used for business purposes, but you are not addicted to smartphone games like a lot of people. Oh no, I get so much advertising for stupid games that I never bother with. It's like, what is this crap? Ooh, an army. Ooh, I'm going to build a castle. I did that for half a year. What a waste of time. I ended up getting crushed every 10 minutes. Somebody come in and take over my castle and kill all my people and I have to rebuild. What's the point? It's like robbing Peter to pay Paul. There's no point. I'm enjoying this beer. Someone dropped off a case of beer at my store today. And then on Wednesday, someone else dropped off a case of beer. Okay, someone's saying, hey Mike, what is your take on timeline and prediction of the percentage of losses? Will we ever see a 2012 prices again for single detached? Okay, guys, you guys need to understand something. It's very important here. The average price of a home for the average working Vancouverite, and now all the way to Chilliwack now, needs to be about $395,000 to $460,000 for the average family that makes $120,000 a year. You guys need to understand this. Now, the people making less than that, they can't make it. A lot of them are leaving the big cities. Infrastructure will crumble before housing prices crash if there isn't a correction that's put into place. Paris, France, they fixed that problem. I said it in the video earlier. Paris, France is 60% of the house value per year for vacant homes in Paris. You know how fast, quick in a heartbeat, everyone put their units. Paris had 110,000. The city of Paris, just the city of Paris, not the country of France, had 110,000 empty units. And you know what the government said? we're done. It's over. 60% tax on vacant homes. Housing prices drop like a hot potato. Housing prices drop faster than the atomic bomb. Prices will go down because if the infrastructure does not continue to be maintained, when Vancouver garbage men can't afford to live in Vancouver because they're not making $300,000 or $200,000 a year to afford a basic home, no one's going to live there. Nobody in their right mind is going to live there. The average person, we did stress test calculators on my show live many times, cannot afford to live with that guy. You just can't. I don't care what people say. I never watch what they want to. Still, I got to stick to my girls like glue. What song is that? Anyways, someone says 70% take-home pay just to pay for housing. 74% of your pay goes towards housing, guys. Oh, yeah. You better believe it. Oh, you better believe it. 604, do you think the Olympics have a big influence on real estate market in Vancouver? No. Because everyone wanted to sell after the Olympics. Everyone bought before the Olympics, and everyone wanted to sell. A lot of people sold after the Olympics thinking the market was going to crash. But guess what? A lot of people were parking their money in Vancouver. Our lax rules, our government, they just allowed people to bring in bags of money. The RCMP knew it. Everyone knew it. But they couldn't do nothing about it. Then Joe says the Olympics did not change much. No, a lot of people did sell after the Olympics because they were in that belief that things were going to go down. Big change was the Hong Kong situation. Sorry. Then TJH says they don't live there. They commute an hour or two each day from Chilliwack or somewhere like the rest of the sheeple. Then someone says Paris is overrated. Oh, big time. Big time. Go to Paris. Super overrated. I had people go there recently and they came back and they're like, Mike, I gotta go to Portugal again. I'm like, oh, where'd you go? I went to Paris. I'm like, oh, go to Portugal. It's like, I know. I gotta go next year. I gotta go back. And people have no idea what we gotten ourselves into. Like, people taking on these debt. People taking on this debt. I don't know how some of these people sleep at night. You know what, guys? If I had a $3,000 debt, let's say I had a $3,000 debt, it would really eat me away. It would eat at me at night when I go to bed. Damn, I got the $3,000 to pay. Damn, I got $3,000 to pay. Why? Because it's taken away from my disposable income. When you have no debt, you have a lot of disposable income. I'm going to fix my heater for the winter. I'm going to do some windows in the house. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm the only guy on the street that's going to be doing these upgrades to my house. Everyone else, nothing moves. Why? Because of the lack of disposable income. Not having debt and paying a blended interest rates on your damn credit cards is a lot better than having, it's a lot better having disposable income as opposed to paying blended rates and buying things up front. Layaway! Save up for it and buy it. Someone says, do you think that the average family household income is higher than the government says it is? It seems that many households are able to make things work financially despite the high cost of living. Mind you, a lot of people are living off the equity on their homes. Remember that article I read for you guys about blended interest rate debt? People are eating off credit cards. If 74% of your income goes towards rent, you must be eating off credit cards. There's no way you have any, unless you have side jobs and make cash, whatever that is. The cost of living is a lot lower. Watch my video. This video here, I really want you guys to watch this video. I really put a little bit of work into this. And Why am I always broke? Yeah. Why am I always broke? And usher in. Because all we have to, either we make more, according to what I'm showing here, or the price of things go down drastically too. So watch that Rants and Lifestyle video called Why Am I Always Broke? I talk about the 1-to-1 ratio. And the 1-to-1 ratio is when people made enough to live and live a good life. And the last time that was in 1959? Yeah, the 1-to-1 ratio. Because up on that screen right there, I'll show you guys here. 1930, 1990. So the average pay of a high school teacher here for every year going down. And I explained to you guys what the average teacher made. Then I go into another page and show what the average cost of a house was. So a teacher could work an entire year and pay off their house. What the average price of a car was in 1939, 1940. Up until I think it was 1950 something, when the 1-to-1 ratio ended, and things became 2-to-1 ratio, and then 3-to-1 ratio, and things became a lot more complicated in the late 80s, early 90s. And watch this video for my Rants and Lifestyle. Why am I always broke? I explain that in my metaphoric way of explaining things to make people understand what it is I'm trying to say. Doctor, fake it until you make it, right? Yeah. Some people doesn't declare all their income. That's true. Fake it till you make it. And then Dr. Ted is in the house. I hope there is an economic disaster. Well, there will be. It's in the cards. There's no other. I'm not hoping for people to lose everything, or I'm not hoping for people to be in a position where they've lost everything they worked for. I don't want that to happen. I just want there to be a correction so that people aren't working 1 million hours a week just to pay rent. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's coming into the comment section. Vancouver's a lost city. You are going broke because it is a financial world now, not a physical world. Get on the wagon. Then even 1999, you could still make it. Then it went crazy after 2001. Yeah, Vancouver's gone. Sup, Mike? And then someone says, put your income offshore. I have lots of hedges for it. Guys, if you want to hedge against inflation or any Mickey Mouse things you think the government would pull in, buy gold and silver. That's one way I hedge. I've been stacking gold and silver for like 14 years now. Yeah, well, 14 years. And it's a good thing to hedge against inflation. Oh! Governments lie about inflation figures, so does the central bank. Cost of living going up, and wages are low in most sectors. No, wages are super low. Watch this video, guys. Why am I always broke? And you can see how much money people made. In 1949, people were making $4,890 a year. Okay? In 1939, 1940. And the average house was like $7,000, $12,000 in 1949. So you could pay your house off in 2 years. So that's what I'm saying. I'd rather make $5,000 a year and pay my house off in 2 years than make $100,000 a year and pay my house off in 30 years. How you like them apples? And that's what I'm trying to convey. The message I'm trying to convey to you guys. Oh, Mike, that was so long ago. That was... No. 50, 60 years ago wasn't a long time ago. Believe me, it wasn't. It wasn't a long time ago. Things have changed for the worse. Someone says, Joe says, the ironic thing is Vancouver real estate is the most expensive in North America, yet it actually a very unattractive city full of homeless, drugs, addicts, and apathetic foreigners. Yeah, I gotta go to Vancouver. I really don't want to go to Vancouver. I'm gonna pick up my family. I love my family. I just don't want to go to Vancouver to pick them up. I get off the highway, it's a nightmare. It takes me forever to get to where I'm going. And then when I get to where I'm going, there's no parking. Everyone's pissed off. I get into a lineup somewhere to pick up food or gas. Everyone's pissed off. It's like, Whoa, I'm going back to Merritt. I got told off 5 times last time I went there. I was like, I'm going back to Merritt, man. Where I only get told off by one person here, and that's it. And I'm happy with that. And then someone says, talking about cryptos now. PC is crying about how Canadians have a lot of money in the offshore amounts and they are losing a lot of money they could have taxed on. Well, boohoo, government greedy buggers. Gold is dropping because of manipulation. Oh, yeah. Where do you think the price of gold comes from? You know what I'm saying? It's always manipulated, gold and silver. I think the price of gold is very undervalued. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is very important. I keep bringing this up. Okay. This is why silver is very undervalued. Let me see how many tons of silver are in the world right now. Okay. Silver bullion in the world is given accessibility to industry data that can presume there are some 3.5 billion. So there's 3.5 billion ounces of fine silver in the world. Roughly half troy ounce per living human being. Okay. Half troy ounce per living human being. Here's the problem. Okay. This is how much silver there is in the world. I think there's a little bit more than that, but that's okay. They're estimating 3 to 3.5 billion ounces of silver in the world. Here's the problem we have with that. That number means nothing to me. What matters is the paper versus silver. This bar right here, if you were to stack up all the silver in the world, that's your 3.5 billion ounces of silver stacked. Right here is how much paper there is in the world stacked, just like this. So a lot of people own silver bond certificates. I think there was roughly 890 million bond certificates of ounces just from one, I think it's with JP Morgan, just like one place, not all the places. And that's how much paper there is in the world. And that's how much physical silver there is. So when these people want to cash in their silver, the problem is there isn't enough silver to fill the demand. That's the problem they're looking at right now. Silver costs just as much as gold to extract. Silver is worth a lot less than gold to extract. And it's the same procedure. And it's the same refining. And it's the same separation of chemicals. And it's the same, the whole 9 yards. This is how much paper, and that's how much silver we have. That's a big issue. Because when these people want their silver mailed to them, they're going to say, well, we don't have enough in our reserves. Let me show you what a silver certificate looks like. This is what a silver certificate looks like. Oh, let me show you what it looks like. This is before when the American... This is when the American dollar was backed by silver, and it had some intrinsic value, and it actually had value behind. There was actually, it wasn't a fiat currency. It actually had some sort of backing, right? Let's go to JP Morgan. It's better like this. Silver certificate, JP Morgan. Where is it? They give out these certificates. They don't look like that. They look like silver bond certificates. Yeah. There we go. So they look like this. This is a JP Morgan one. There's another one. There's another one. This is from ING Direct. ING. There's your silver certificate. So the problem is we have more certificates than actual PepsiCo. I mean, there's so many of them, guys. You have no idea. There's oil companies stock certificates. There's so many of them. Different certificates. But silver is one of the big ones that people invest in. So someone's saying, show me a bar of gold or a few bars of silver, not paper. Oh yeah, no. I have physical. I don't buy this crap, this papers. I don't trust it, right? Gold and silver will keep going if they keep printing hyperinflation. The dollar, when it crashes, it will be the key moment. So hold it close. Oh yeah, for sure, Mike. Seriously, if you were a nice guy, you would be telling people to invest in magic cards. Magic cards are hit and miss all the time. I've lost and gained on magic cards. That's even your line of business. Yeah. So lots of magic cards. Paper is paper. Toilet paper. Try to claim it at the bank. They will laugh at you. Yep. Someone says, what is your views on cryptocurrency? Do you think it's a fad or will it stay long? Do you think the get rich scheme concentrated by developers? So here's the deal with cryptocurrency. I think it's way too early. Cryptocurrency is in everything. For them to destroy all the cryptocurrency or get rid of it, they would have to destroy every computer on the planet to get rid of cryptocurrency. Satellites, they have to destroy it. Everything needs to be destroyed. It's like a 25-headed snake. Cryptocurrency is in its very early stages, very severely pioneer stages still. Is it a good blockchain? Is blockchain good? Yes. Is blockchain impossible to counterfeit? It's impossible. Is it easy to hack? No, it's not. It's virtually impossible. Is there a future with blockchain? Definitely is. But the problem is, if the government isn't regulating it, they could just turn around and ban it. They could just turn around. I mean, yes, they can't ban it. They can't get rid of you can't get rid of cryptocurrencies because you would have to destroy every smartphone, every computer on the planet for it. You know what I'm saying? For it to disappear. Someone's saying, during World War II, British government had to take people's bank deposits to buy weapons. If they lost the war, the bank deposits would be gone. Oops. This is moving too fast. Would be gone. What I am saying, the paper could be gone too. Exactly. CIBC and BMO have a partnership with cryptocurrency Ripple. Yeah, I heard about that. I bought Litecoin at $252 and then January 13, 1 week later, it was 120. Now it's at 80. Yeah, that's a problem, guys. Beta and alpha magic cards are seriously good investments. Yes, but you have to find someone to buy them. That's the problem. One red Sunday done. You just can't make it. You can just make it like China and control the internet. Yeah, you could do that, but you still can't get rid of the cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrency, the blockchain. Even if you control the internet, there's still a way to get to the cryptocurrency, right? So you would have to destroy every computer on the planet because it's like I said, a 50-headed snake. You cut one head off, it's still somewhere else. You cut another head off, it's still somewhere else, right? I heard crypto is going to be net worth of the watts to create the mining. Crypto is still too early. Cryptocurrency will be destroyed by heavy regulations and near future. I have no hope for them. And then once the 10 to 2 year U.S. Treasury inverts, it's over recession. I just bought Litecoin at $80. And then someone says, there is value in crypto, but it's still competing with the banks too. Then Mia Nino says, I have a few friends made so much money on crypto, but still too early to tell. Wish I bought $80, triple my holdings. And then someone says, cryptos as a hobby is great. Farmland as an investment. Just bought Ethos and Neo. And then Andrea saying, it's a good time to buy in now, Mike. And then someone says, Andrea, I think it's going to 50 or less before it rebounds in October. So guys, I don't know too much about the whole cryptocurrency market. I do know that, like I said, it's here for good. There's no way to get rid of it. The blockchain technology is just way too powerful. It's a very fantastic, state-of-the-art, top-of-the-line system that will never make a mistake. But the only problem, like for example, let's say I have cryptos and I have my password. If I die and my kids don't know the password to my cryptocurrency, that cryptocurrency is gone. It's not gone, it's there forever. But no one will ever access that cryptocurrency ever. Never, ever, ever. And you can never retrieve your password. Someone says crypto is World of Warcraft gold. You need to know that the country owns what... you need to know what countries own what cryptos. I think you need to know what countries are buying gold. I think that's very important. Who's buying gold? Oh, this is gold reserves. We know this already. So there's the problem. There's the problem with this gold reserve crap. There's one tiny problem. India, Netherlands, Japan, Switzerland, Russia, China, France. I know Portugal has way more gold than most of those countries. Germany. And they always take Portugal out of everything. They have one of the biggest gold reserves. Now, here's the problem with gold reserves, okay? Let me explain to you gold reserves. Okay, Italy has a big gold reserve, but it's on paper. It's on pieces of paper that they own this much gold under the Twin Towers or wherever the gold was put. I just want to see... not the most golds. Russia, China furiously buying up gold. Why is China buying so much gold? Russia and China furiously buying up gold as global currency crisis unstated is underway. A larger global currency shift is underway, and it may be happening more and more quickly than anyone realizes. Things are definitely in motion. Call it the game of musical chairs, or exercise it in rearranging chairs on the Titanic, or just tilting balance of power. Just don't make a mistake of thinking this is all routine. Big time. Why is China buying so much gold? Conspiracy theories make for interesting reading. The reason China is buying a lot of gold is fertile territory for this. But the reality is actually pretty boring. And, well, we're not going to read that. So, oh, God. So, a lot of countries, I think it was Italy, USA, because I think Fort Knox has no gold. Italy, USA, here it is here. Italy, USA, which one was it? It wasn't Japan. It was another country. They don't have actual gold reserves. So Portugal ranks number 14. But this is actual gold in their reserves. Right? This is actual gold. This is not paper holdings, right? Like, I know Germany has a lot of paper holdings from the US. I know the United States has a lot of paper holdings too. Italy has a lot of paper holdings too. Big time paper. A lot of it is in the United States. after the war. They shipped a lot of gold there. France has a lot of paper. Russia has physical gold. China has physical gold. Switzerland has physical gold. Japan has physical gold. Netherlands has paper. India has physical. European Central Bank, I don't know. Taiwan has paper. Portugal has physical. Saudi Arabia has physical. Kazakhstan has physical. The UK has paper. Paper bonds saying they have this much gold. They sold their gold years ago. Lebanon has physical. Spain has paper. Big time paper reserves. And Austria has physical gold. And I studied this. I looked it up. I looked at the reserves. I looked at who's got what. So if you subtract the countries with paper reserves, you will see that there's a lot less countries on this list. I don't believe in paper reserve golds. Italy, USA, Germany, France, because France shipped its gold out after World War II. Russia, no. Russia has gold. China has gold. So does Switzerland. Japan has gold. Netherlands, India does. Taiwan doesn't. I know Portugal does. Saudi Arabia does. So, like, I could tell you guys, UK has no physical gold in the reserves. They have photos, just like they have photos of satellites, and just like they have photos of men on the moon. Until you see it with your own eyes, I don't know. So, paper holdings, i.e. US dollars, are the medium of exchange guaranteed by all assets of the US government, which means that the US people, US business. And someone says, America has Trump effing up everything, and then Dr. Ted says, the U.S. cannot have much. The French called the U.S. for physical gold in 1971. The U.S. had trouble delivering. So does Germany. Deutsche Bank keeps asking for their gold in Germany, and they're not getting it back from the U.S. So I don't believe in a lot of this stuff. It's all crap. Trump said he'll make America great again. 84 years ago, someone in Germany said the same thing. And then Boost Physical Therapy says, how's the pedal bike working for you? Are you still using it to get around? Oh, I get it up. Oh, man, I use it all the time, man. I get home sometimes. Sometimes I got to ship stuff in the morning, so I don't have time. I can't bring boxes on my bike. So when I get home, I go for a long bike ride with my neighbors and stuff. And then someone says, it was August 15, 1971. The French sent a warship to pick up the gold. And Dr. Liam says, if they had all that gold, they would not have come with Bretton Woods. So, yeah, there's a lot of lies. Lies. So much lies on the internet. It's a bunch of crap. Just because the internet says it. Like this one. Like this. This one here. This is funny as crap. What is this? Eesh. Okay. So this is a big problem here. Because I've volunteered, I didn't work for Census You Count It. It's called Census You Count It. And we would count or do counts on speaking countries, native countries, languages spoken on their census reports. So I would call Honduras. I'm like, hey, buenas, ¿cómo estás? Mira, necesito los números del idioma. And then they send me numbers. We would put in graphs. And then we would send it back. And then we would confirm it with another office. And we would confirm languages. Languages are very important because understanding what people are talking about makes or break a deal, right? So here's the problem. Mandarin's first, Spanish is second, English. And here's the problem. Portuguese, 202 million. That's a huge problem because there's 308 million people that speak Portuguese. Portuguese should be right behind English. But they don't do it because Wikipedia and all the other people are basically saying it's too political. We can't do that. Why? There's 208 million people in Brazil that speak Portuguese. Africa has about 100 and something million that speak Portuguese. Ask somebody in South Africa, okay? Never mind Angola and Mozambique, all the speaking countries that speak Portuguese. Forget that. Ask someone from South Africa, if you know someone from South Africa, or you meet somebody from South Africa. Look at them and say, oh my God, did you have a neighbor that spoke Portuguese? Or did you have a Portuguese neighbor? They're going to look at you and say, how the F did you know that? Because it's such a big speaking... Portuguese were in Africa for 500 years. And the census aren't counting. The numbers, they counted properly, but unfortunately, they don't want to fix that and put 308 million. And I've even sent them proof there's 308 million Portuguese. The official language in South America is Portuguese. South America, there's about 311 million people, and 208 million people speak Portuguese. But they don't want it. They don't want this to be publicized, or it's like they want to hide it, or they're embarrassed. It's supposed to be Mandarin, Spanish, okay, English, then Portuguese, then it's actually Arabic, then Urdu, then Bengali, then it's Russian, and then it's Japanese, and then it's Javanese. I'm not sure. Or Indonesian was Bengali, right? I'm just trying to think what Indonesian was. It was in there. I know Indonesia was in there too. But anyways, that's what I remember. But I have the files that I've sent off to the Census U Counted Bureau. I talk to them all the time when it comes to calling offices and regional offices to get numbers, because this is very important. French. No, French is number 36 or something, or 28. Yeah. Unfortunately, speaker is relatively easy to measure. The language is listed. Arabic provided the greatest challenge. Okay. But it's kind of sad that internet, top internet. English is number 1, Chinese number 2, Spanish, Javanese, and Portuguese is number 5. And then German and Arabic, most languages on the internet. So Wikipedia articles in the most languages. So, I don't know, guys. I just kind of wanted to put that at publishing. Wow, look at all the publishing. But, there's just so much smoke and mirrors everywhere. Nobody knows what's what anymore. People believe everything they see online. People think they know the know, and it's really sad. I don't know anything, guys, and I never will know anything. You know why? It's because I want to know more, and I never want to know everything. I never do. I want to be in the know all the time. I want to be on the need to know basis, always. Anyways, guys, I've been online. I've been here 2 hours, guys. I'm so tired, man. It's 1 o'clock in the morning here where I'm at. Sunday morning. I'm going to get some shut-eye, guys. I want to thank everyone for joining me on this Mike in the Night series, 2 hours. Next week, I want to see if I can get some old PDF Playboys and read some of the articles for you guys. No, there's going to be no nudity, no. You'll see what I'm talking about. And we can look at how much we've changed. How much less tolerant we became towards each other. How rude we've become to each other. Just by looking at how we were back in 1980 and how much it's changed into 2018. Anyways, guys. Is someone saying don't leave? Time to call. Have a nightcap. Mike, have a great night, mates. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, guys, I'm tired, man. There's a lot of my old videos you haven't seen. Watch some other videos. I got all kinds of stuff going on my channel. Subscribe. Watch this one, guys. Rants and Lifestyle. Why am I always broke? This is a really good video. This is really good. Mike Drive on the west side and west end. Yeah, for sure. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, tuning in. Means a lot to me. God bless. Godspeed to everybody.